Welcome to this edition of the First Aid Show. At Pro Trainings, we had a call recently from someone who travelled on the trains and saw someone fall onto the tracks. In this case, they got back on the platform safely. Their question was, apart from the obvious of being hit by a train, what dangers are there on the tracks and what injuries could occur? In the UK in 2012, there were nearly 1,200 near misses on the railways. There were also 41 fatalities and 27 people had major injuries. The rail companies are trying to reduce accidents and increase awareness with different television adverts. Children are not always aware of what dangers that railway tracks and the trains pose. They often see them as an exciting place to play. Not only children are hurt, as adults and children put themselves in danger on stations, crossings and bridges. It is common for people to recover property from the track or try and cross the track even though the signal is red. Trains cannot stop quickly. A train travelling at 125 miles an hour takes the length of 20 football pitches to stop. That is assuming that the driver actually sees you. The chance of the train stopping is very low. Trains produce an enormous amount of wind turbulence. This slipstream is also so powerful that it can drag you under the wheels of the train if you're standing next to the track or too close to the platform's edge. Performing first aid by the tracks is very dangerous, as you could easily be killed when a train passes. The person you're trying to treat may panic or move suddenly, and this could also put you in danger. Modern trains are deceptively silent and extremely fast. People think they can cross the tracks really quickly, but they can't. So you take a shortcut and next thing you know, the train's on top of you. The only safe way to cross railway tracks is in a place designed for crossings, like a bridge or a level crossing. Railway lines and the surrounding environment are full of trip and slip hazards that can make movement very, very dangerous. The railway companies and organisations offer these simple rules to follow. Stop and look both ways before crossing the tracks. Listen for the train coming and listen for any warning bells. If there are lights, watch for them, wait for them to flash. And remember, a number of modern trains are deceptively silent and extremely fast. If a train is going by, stand well back from the tracks. Never try and cross the tracks if a train is coming. It's too dangerous and you will never cross in time. If a train goes by, look both ways again before crossing. Make sure, because another train may be coming. Many crossings have more than one track, which means there could be more than one train at the same time. Never play on or near train tracks. It's both dangerous and illegal. If you come across someone who has been injured, they may have suffered from cardiac arrest, electric shock, and the resulting burns or serious injury. If you approach the patient, you may get hurt yourself. So if they are on the track, you must call for help and not approach them. There's usually a phone on crossings where you can call the rail company who can send the correct help and stop any train traffic. The reason why you should not approach is not just the risk of being hit by the train, but also the electricity within the lines, as often as it's just not turned off. In some parts of the UK and elsewhere in the world, the electricity runs through the rails on which the track's running. So if you touch those tracks, you can get a shock. This shock is strong enough to kill you. You do not have to touch the overhead power lines to get electrocuted. The electricity can arc like lightning and jump across the gap. You can get electrocuted if you or anything you hold gets close to the overhead power lines. The shock will almost certainly kill you instantly, but if you did survive, you will suffer from some horrendous injuries. Where electricity is provided on the rail, there's a third rail running alongside the railway lines. This rail looks like a normal rail, but it's actually a power line. The electricity is strong enough that if you touch that rail or step on it, you would stick to it like glue and you wouldn't be able to get off. Other areas of dangers can be the points in the track, as these can move without warning and trap you. It is always best with the railways not to go onto the track, but to call the professionals. Once the person is clear of danger from the trains, you're then able to deal with their first aid needs, which could be very severe. First aid should not be dangerous. You must keep safe at all times and not take any risks. For more information on rail safety, visit trackoff.org or look at other websites, as there's lots of useful information on rail safety.